Greetings, 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 grand rising, grand riding, peace, love, harmony, and the light to all. What's up, family? This is Chief Kalinago with another video. Man, I may do a couple more videos today, but I'm gonna start with this one. So I'm gonna give you guys some time to get into the build and chime in. While you are doing that, I want to acknowledge the great spirit, universal intelligence, what many may call God, and we are all just expressions and manifestation of the universal intelligence, in the flesh. You know what I mean? I want to honor my ancestors, each and every one of them who came before me, and I am thankful that I'm here. Thanks for the guidance and the protection. Do me a favor, guys. Go ahead and share this information. For those of you who are catching it at a later time or date, that's fine as well. Share the information. I have about half an hour to 45 minutes, 50 minutes tops, with you at least on this build. All right. I have a conference call I gotta get to in about an hour and 4 minutes. So with that being said, as you can see the title of the video, let's talk about defunding the police. All right. Guys, like I said, go ahead and share the videos. I know it's a bit early, and so I'll give you guys some time to chime in. Go ahead and do your thing. All right, give you guys some time to chime in. Let me know who we got in the chat today. Who's here with us? Who's here with us? All right, this is our platform. All right, this is the voice of the people. You feel me? And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time to be alive, man. Beautiful time to be alive. Once you have breath, you are healthy and you are competent, meaning that you are in the right state of mind, able to make decisions on your own, then you are definitely in a great space. All right, because everything that we are living right now is honestly a manifestation of something we did in the past. So we have to retrain our thinking. We have to change our mindset in order to make those changes. Greetings, Sister Jackie. How are you feeling today? All right, let me just give you a highlight for those who are coming in. I'll just give a few highlights. All right. So anyway, like I said, I don't have a lot of time. So for those of you that's going to catch it later, you'll do that. I'm just going to say what I got to say. And for me, video is strictly for educational purposes. I'm not here to influence your thoughts by any means or tell you what to do or help you make decisions. No, I'm just here to drop the information and you make your decisions based on the information that I give. Right now, I see that the state of being that we're in right now, people are being pushed, and people are being used, or people are being controlled rather by their emotions. Okay, people are allowing things outside of them to make irrational decisions. Okay, and that's being done intentionally. All right, we are being used as a pawn in this survival game, and it's literally up to you to decide if you're going to allow this system, all right, to make you a pawn. All right, now let's for me, I'm a logical thinker. I don't just go and react. I'm not a reactionary person. I'm more of a responsive person, because you see, there's a difference in reacting and responding. All right, reacting to me is based strictly on emotions. No time to think. All right, no time to think and process things and realize why you are doing the things that you are doing. But when you're responding, you slow down, you take time, you think. And that's called responsibility. All right, the ability to respond to the things that happen to you. And that's what I would like us to really start doing. Be responsive instead of being reactive. Because a lot of people in the streets right now, they are being reactive. So here we are. Everybody's in favor of defunding the police. Now, again, the information that I'm giving you right now is coming from my perspective. That's my opinion. You feel what I'm saying? That's my opinion. So once again, you have the right to have your own opinion on this. But let's really think about what we are saying and what we are asking and what they are proposing, and people are actually falling for the gimmick and the trick. You feel me? Police officers are actually peace officers. Now, whether police officers are trained to do the right thing or not, that's a different story. But when you are asking people to support defunding the police, when people are rioting, people are in the streets, racial tension, and when I say racial tension, I'm talking about social groups, because race has nothing to do with your skin. But you have different social groups, okay, particularly the social group called Black people out there protesting. And yes, you have some so-called white people protesting with them as well. When there's unrest, you are proposing to defund the peace officers? Now, in life, it doesn't matter where you are at and what you do, there's always good and bad. There is always good and bad. That's why from the very beginning, when God, what you call God, when God manifests herself, himself, itself, it also had to manifest the devil. That is just life. That is just life. So you are going to have good police officers, good peace officers, and you're going to have bad ones. Does that mean to take away the livelihood and stop funding the peace officers or police officers? And they got families to feed, especially in a moment where the nation is what? In unrest. Just a few weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago, okay, a young man, 20 years old, murdered his girlfriend while she was pregnant, because I think she was tired of the abuse. She was tired of the abuse and wanted to get out of the relationship. And he got so mad and he allegedly murdered her. Who had to go investigate? The police. You see, people are not focusing on learning to master self. That's the problem. So y'all looking at everybody else to fix your problems except you. Defunding the police is not going to solve the problem. Now, if you ask me, the solution is re-educating the police. As a matter of fact, I would rather give the police a raise to be re-educated, because they are doing what they are told. The police, they are not the ones who wrote the statutes and codes. No, they were not the ones who wrote the policies. They were put in place. Okay, they were put in place to protect the policies. So if the government or the system truly want change, they wouldn't be pushing and have you ignorant people out there pushing to defund the police. That is a setup. But once again, people are dealing in the emotions. Man, and again, that's just me. I'm not going to commit suicide. Honestly, I'm not going to, because I know this is part of life and this is part of the experience. But I'm asking you guys, please, whether it may be my family, my relatives, my friends, when my I am in me leave this physical body that you see, the physical body that you think is Chief Kalanago, that's not me. That's just a host. It's just an avatar. But when the real me, the I am in me, leave this physical body, I don't want nobody crying for me, man. Don't bring flowers to, in fact, don't even put me in a casket. It's bad enough when you are alive, they keep you in a box, in a mental box, mental slavery. When my physical body decides it's time and it gives up, don't put me in a box. Cremate me and throw me into the ocean or throw me into the wilderness, period. Because sometimes it is sickening and it gets tiring, all right? And it's really sad that people are allowing themselves to be controlled that way. Allowing people to tell you every single thing to do by playing on your emotions. by playing on your emotions. That's why I see why ancestors celebrate what we call death. Because they realize living in this world, man, is an illusion. And the true freedom is escaping this physical body. That's why some people have no fear, because they know death is not real. But the point I'm making is going back to the point of defunding the police. Why would we want to defund the police instead of re-educating the police? The same statutes that you made, that you have them violating people's rights, why don't you change those policies? So instead of people pushing to change the policies, they're pushing to defund the police. Well, duh. What sense does that make? When the whole country is in a state of unrest, you want to defund the police? Do you know what's coming next? Huh? World police, UN police, that's what's coming next. The military, that's what's coming next. If you want to defund the police, how stupid can people be? And I'm not in the habit of calling people stupid, man, but come on, man. Come on. At what point are we going to wake up and realize this is a game that's being played? And you're absolutely right, Sister Jackie. The sheriff is there. The sheriffs are elected. And the police are hired. Okay? So what y'all talking about defunding the police? Y'all don't realize what is happening, the transition that's taking place. Man, I only wish my voice could have reached the millions of people that needs to hear these things. I wish. Because for some reason, I know I'm not the only one who is thinking logically. I know I'm not the only one who could see through the BS. I know that. So I'm not going to tap myself on the shoulder and make it seem like I'm the only one who could see the light. No. But I'll tell you, I'm one of the few that could see the light. I am one of the few that could see the light. Because police officers not just doing what they want. You'll have one or two, yes, that, you know, they in their egos, they got personal issues. Come on, you have to realize a lot of these people, man, a lot of them came from the army. Some of them got PTSD. Some of them got mental issues. And there's no proper evaluation that's taking place before these people get these jobs. You have a few college credits. You pass some type of mediocre, you know, physical test, and you learn to shoot a gun. You're a cop. Come on. And I'm not taking anything away from cops or their integrity. All I'm just saying is, wake up and realize what's happening. Realize what's happening. I tell people all the time, I need the police, whether it's our own policing or whether it's the system's police. I need the police, because anybody violate me, I'm calling the police. Period. Okay? I see anybody murder my brother, my family, my sister, my cousin, I'm calling the police. I'm not into, oh, I don't snitch. No. If you harm one of my family, I'm going to snitch. Period. I don't care what you call it. I'm calling the police. So the problem is not defending the police. It's not defunding the police. The solution is not defunding the police. The solution is educating the police, re-educating the police. Let them know that there is a constitution. Let them know that they sworn oath to the Constitution and what that really means. That the policies that they're protecting is not the law. Those are just policies that private organizations put in place for profit. And that's not their job. Their job is to stand and defend the Constitution, which was put in place by we the people. They are here to protect and serve. But somewhere along the line, private companies infiltrated and private groups, and they became private contractors. Okay, private contractors to protect businesses, okay, and their profits. They lost their way. A lot of them lost their way. I get that. But how to pull them back in is not by defunding them. Anytime you take food away from any man or woman, I don't care what they look like, now you put them in survival mode. Now you get them angry. Now they are going to do a worse job than what they were doing before. So why would I want to defund the police? No. Give the police a raise. Send them back to school. Pay for the schooling. Teach them what it truly means to serve or to protect and serve. Not by taking away their livelihood. They got children. They got families. Now, again, like I said, a lot of the things that I say, a lot of you, it may rub you the wrong way. I really don't care. Because, you see, there is no, how would I put it? I don't have any smoke or cloud in my vision. You know what I'm saying? There's a song, I'm not sure who wrote that song. I'm not sure if it was Jimmy Cliff, something like that. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way. The point I'm making is my judgment is not clouded by my emotions. It's not. You feel me? So the point I'm making is, you have to ask yourself a question. Are you in a position to police yourself? Are you in a position to police yourself? If you are in a position to police yourself, then you could do that. I remember back in the days, in the hood, everybody knew the policeman's name. And the police knew everybody's name, including their families. That's when police officers was really protecting and serving. I know. You feel me? Because like I said, I grew up in a village, right? Where the police officers knew our names. They knew who our parents were. If we did something, they would go, oh, you're so-and-so son. I'm going to talk to them. And that's what true policing is about, to serve the people. But now the big businesses have gotten involved, bought out this private contracts, and they have policies that's violating the people. So I say the solution is to do what? Change the policies. That's it. And again, that is just me. All right? That is just my thought. You guys could feel whichever way that you want. You feel me? Because when that person come and rob you, when that person come and take your stuff, I want to know who you're going to call. And all right, a lot of you may say, well, you know what? Yeah, I guess if they come, I'm going to kill them. All right, so we're going to have a society where if somebody step on your toe, everybody just going to pull out guns and start killing each other, right? Because you see, human beings, okay? Human beings haven't stepped up, okay? Human beings haven't stepped up to take the responsibility of being in honor and respect in each other. You feel me what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said before, they have a job. You see what I'm saying? They have a job. And the job is to stand on the Constitution that was created by the people. So I'm not telling, again, get out your emotions. I'm not telling you that things don't have to change. I'm not saying that. All right? And no one is above the law. I don't care who it is. You see what I'm saying? I don't care who it is, even the sheriff. A lot of the sheriffs aren't doing their jobs because a lot of times, a lot of them are in cahoots together. You feel me? Even with the sheriff, a lot of them ain't doing their job because they have become part of the same system doing business for profit. And even in the Constitution and the Supreme Court says what? No state is allowed to take any rights and turn it into a privilege and charge for it. And that's what they have done. So I cannot even tell you, or I would be lying to you to tell you that the sheriff is the answer. Because a lot of the sheriffs are doing the same thing. Okay, they are doing the same thing. So it's up to the people to say, nah, if you're not going to do your job, we want you fired. If you are going to break the law, we want to make sure that you go to prison and you are punished. Yes. And not just, we don't want to see it on no CNN and NBC. No, we want to make sure we see you in jail. Because everything that's happening right now, oh, well, this police officer, he got fired and he's going to jail for 10 years. How do you know that's true? How do you know that's true? Can you prove it? Can you prove it? No, you can't. So it's just being done to appease you. The people are the ones that need to create the jails. Okay? And when people violate, then we put them in jail. Okay, because who's going to police the police? Who's going to sheriff the sheriff? Who's going to judge the judge? A lot of these people are living above the law. Okay, they make the law, what they call law, which is actually not law. They make codes and ordinances, and you violate it, they put you in jail. But they could violate it all day. So who governs them? Who judges them? And you're absolutely right, Miss Mohawk. That is the answer. We police ourselves, but let me ask you a question. Is everybody honorable enough? Is everybody mature enough to police themselves? Why do you think they call people minorities? Because they are children. How can you police yourself and you don't have your own, you're not growing your own food? You're not making your own clothes. You see what, you get what I'm saying? The point I'm making is this. Anytime a system controls your food, your clothing, and your shelter, you cannot police yourself. That is just facts and bottom line. Unless you are growing your own food, making your own clothes, and building your own homes, you cannot police yourself, because that means you're always going to depend on someone else to give it to you. And the people who give you your food, your shelter, and your clothing, they make the rules. Like I said, a lot of people may not like what I'm saying, but that's fine. Get out of your emotions. Okay? You're mad at the government, but every time you turn around, you want a stimulus check. So of course they have a right to control your life, because they are your daddies and mammies. They are your parents. That's why they call you minorities. Not because you are inferior, not because of the color of your skin. No, it is because of your state of mind, your mentality. That's why it's always going to be called government. Government. Governing your mental. That's what government is. To govern. You feel me? Exactly. All is the excuses that I'm tired of. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about, oh, we indigenous. Oh, we aboriginals. But nobody wants to come together. Every time someone take a step, because they're not the ones who did it, then they don't want to support it because it's somebody else. Everybody want the chip on the shoulder. Why? You don't necessarily have to be the one to come up with a great idea to support it. So it's too many egos. Come on, man. You feel me? So all I'm just saying is, man, defunding the police is not the answer. It's not. The answer is re-educating them, and those that break the law, they need to go to jail, and we have to make sure we see them in jail. Okay? The same, they have shows that talk about the first 48. They have shows locked down. Well, let us see them on lockdown. Okay? That is the solution. If you're not doing your job, you go to jail, period. If you're not doing your job, you cannot be in that position, because your job is not to violate the people. Your job is to protect and serve the people. That's why you're called public servants. But it goes deeper than this. Okay? It goes deeper than this. Because the people that are asking to defund and the people that are complaining, they are subjects. They are wards of the state. So how can you be a ward of the state, all right, and be mad? No, not at all. So I am for no defunding. Defunding is not a step in the right solution, in the right direction. I would never agree to that, and that's your opinion, and that's fine. Once again, you again get out of your emotions. Look at the bigger picture. In a state of unrest, how can you ask to defund the peacemakers? Not every police is bad. How many people that's in our neighborhoods right now selling crack and cocaine and going around gang banging? Huh? Come on, man. Like I said earlier, right? A young brother, 20 years old, shot his girlfriend in the stomach and killed her with a baby. Where's the Black Lives Matter for that? Where are they for that? Okay? So-called black women have the highest rate of abortions. Where's Black Lives for that? Where's the protest for that? Come on, man. I'm asking people to stop being hypocrites. You feel me? So the point is, unless and let's address the mental disease that's rampant in our communities. We have a lot of mental challenged people, man. And I'm not talking about what they call retardation. I'm talking about something is emphatically wrong with their way of thinking. Who's going to fix that? I don't want to be in no community with sick with mental people, man. Nah. And that's just me. I don't want to have to be in a community because we indigenous and then you have people that's waking up wanting to hurt you. Man, this is real life. Everybody want to come together, but nobody want to heal. Everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die. Nah, man. We got to get to the foundation. All right? A step in the right direction is to making sure those who violate the law, they go to jail. Period. That is the step in the right direction. Not taking food out of people's mouths. Because you're agitating, you're making the situation worse, in my opinion. You feel me? That's it. People need to be more responsible. You know what I mean? You out there traveling. You see that the speed limit is 65, but you want to do 150, endangering other people's lives. You see, people are not responsible. They are not responsible. You may step on somebody's toes. They might want to shoot you. Come on, man. Nah, man. And again, that's just me, man. That is just my take on that. You feel me? That is just my take on that. The reason why they are not being punished is because the people don't know the power that they have. Okay? They think that every decision that they make, it has to be, or every facet of their life is based on decisions that the system makes. The system is a non-living entity, and we have fictitious entities ruling our lives. That's the problem. When it should be the other way around. The machines are the ones running people. It should have been the other way around. So when someone breaks the law, the same way they have a system, and in their own mind, when someone breaks the law, they put them in jail. We the people should have our own courts. We the people should have our own jails. And when the people who are supposed to do what they're supposed to do to protect the people and they are violating their rights, we get to put them in jail. I think that's an even fair trade. Each one watch one. Okay? Because nobody's watching the watcher. That's the problem. That's a step in the right direction. That's what the people should be calling for. Okay? The people's court. That is the true court. The people's court. We get to sit down and we get to be the judge and jury, just like they do. Not just a selected few that they choose. That's a conflict of interest. They are all part of the same society. So until we realize what's going on and stop with the foolishness, okay? And stop doing things because we get emotional, because they put us in a predicament. Stop complaining. Get up and do something about it. Stop being childish. Every single day you rise, you have a decision to make. I'm going to be a victor or I'm going to be a victim. And if you choose to be a victim, don't be mad when life smacks you in the face. Period. When you get bullied because you always wanted to be the victim, don't be mad at anybody but yourself. Be a victor. Be in control. The number one enemy that you have is the enemy within. And if you could defeat that enemy within you, you could defeat any enemy. Okay? I know good police officers and I know bad police officers. That's just life. Okay? Our job is to make sure that the good ones hold the bad ones accountable and make sure that they are punished and not cover up for them. Period. Okay? And if you want to defund the bad ones, that's fine. Cut the bad ones' paycheck. Fire them. That's fine. But don't let Peter pay for Paul. That is not the type of society we should be living in. Okay? Don't judge unless you want to be judged. It's the same thing by the system saying every so-called black person is the same. No, don't categorize me in that. I'm not black. Let me tell you who I am. Don't put me in that box. So I'm not going to put every police officer in a box. You feel me? And we could all talk about outsiders and all that. What's an outsider? In my opinion, the Great Spirit made everybody. We got to get away from these personal things, man. Okay? When I go to the hospital, I see every single race of people, creed, color. I see them on hospital beds with the same problem. Okay? If we are better than anybody else, how come we cannot prevent ourselves from being on the hospital beds? So we gotta stop. We gotta stop with looking at people because of the color of their skin. We gotta stop playing the color game. We gotta stop doing that. We gotta stop doing that. It's all about respect. The basic simple rule. If everybody could just honor this, man, there goes the solution. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's very, very, very simple. You don't mess with me, I'm not gonna mess with you. If you slap me, I'm gonna slap you back. It's that simple, man. And it says that right there in the New Testament, in the Old Testament. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. That is the law of the universe. It's called self-preservation. The universe don't turn the other cheek. The universe don't forgive and forget. No, it wasn't set up that way. That's what people were taught. When people violate you, they're supposed to pay. It's called cause and effect. But they gave people religion. They gave people religion, okay, again, to make them passive. Forgive those who trespass against you. That's not how the universe works. Okay? The universe don't believe in forgiving. No. Period. It doesn't work that way. Okay? if there is a river that's running right next to your house, and you feel you could do some type of irrigation and change the course of the river, and it came and throw your house down, that's your problem. It's called cause and effect. So it's about respect. Respect me, I'm going to respect you. I don't care where you're from. The earth belongs to everybody. Nobody is more superior than the next. That is the problem. Y'all made these children, okay, and y'all gave them an inferior complex and made them feel that you were better than them. Now your children are controlling you. You're mad. Because you're mad. Why? Everybody came from the womb of the so-called black woman. So if we want to be real, let's keep it 100. All this stuff about people came from monkey and people, oh, they created them in a lab and all that. Man, that's a bunch of foolish stuff. Because like I said, everybody bleed the same. Okay? Everybody coming to the world for the most part the same. You have a so-called born day and you have a so-called dying day. We all cannot escape that. Once your I am, or once the energy in you decide to manifest in this earth, you only have two options: to be born and to die. That's it. That's why when you go to the graveyard, they have what? A birthday to a death day. None of us could escape that in this world. So if you, in your spiritual form, you decide to come in this earth, you only have two options that you cannot escape. Is being born and dying in the flesh. Anything in between, those are options. Those are choices. Those are decisions. But you don't have a decision once you are born here. That's the only decision you can make in the spirit, to be born here. And then the day you decide you had enough. But everything else in the flesh, once you get here, is an option. It's an option. Okay? Those are based on the decisions that you make. And we have to be responsible enough. Yes, I am for us policing ourselves because we have a culture. We have a culture, and we should learn to protect and preserve our culture. The same way we should respect other people's culture. But this earth belongs to everybody. Everybody. Like I said, when you go to the hospital, you see people from every different race. They catch the same disease. They catch the same heart attacks. They catch the same everything. So how are we superior? How are we superior from these other people? Then we die from the same diseases, the same illnesses. Explain that to me. How can you get to be God and they get to be devils? Stop with the foolishness. Okay, you cannot even save your damn self, but you are God. You see, a lot of you don't like the truth. That's the problem. And when people speak it, it bothers you. It does something to you. So instead of embracing the truth or, let it resonate, you get mad. You get angry because you're afraid to face the reality of your life. You're being controlled because you don't know who you are. You're being controlled because you allowed a system, a machine to take over your livelihood. Okay, you're mad because if the system don't feed you, you cannot feed yourself. That's why you're mad. So I'm saying you don't have to be mad. We could create our own, but even amongst ourselves, we have so much contention. Okay, we have so much hate, so much jealousy amongst ourselves. How can we police ourselves? So who's going to police the police among us? Come on, man. There's many levels to this game. Many levels. And maybe the universe is teaching us a lesson, but we are too blind to see. Because again, the emotions are blinding your vision. Are we really paying attention to what the universe is telling us? That it's not about the color of your skin. It's truly about who you are, what you do, what you say, the way you treat people. And people seem to keep forgetting it was so-called black people who started slavery. So why are we so bent on hating people, man? I don't get that. Come on, man. So for me, I just want to link with like minds, man. That's it. I just want to link with like minds. Period. I don't care what you look like. I just want to link with like minds and people who are willing. Will. You see, that's the key. Will. Because we all got that will. People, you got the will. And if you're willing to put your will into effect, that means you are willing. So therefore, I want to deal with people that are willing, okay, to aspire for a better life for everybody, not just for one set of people. Because anytime you create that atmosphere where one set of people is living better than the next, you're always going to have competition. You're always going to have somebody looking at you. You always have to look over your shoulder. Nah, I don't want to live in that kind of world. So I'm not going to say I'm better than anybody else, but I'm also not going to accept being worse than anybody else. I'm not going to do that. This is our home, Earth, and we have to learn to love, respect, honor, and appreciate her. How do we do that? By coming together. That's how it works. I don't see a mango tree telling an apple tree, hey, this is my land. I don't see a mango tree telling an apple tree, oh, I was here first. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been there. And we all have to grow and we all have to elevate and elevate. That is just my mental state of mind elevating. I'm growing. I choose not to be stagnant. Okay? I am evolving. And the more you evolve and the higher you grow in that elevation, you see things like a deity. Okay? And when you look into nature, that's why it says in the, whether you call it the ghost spells, the good book, the bad book, the brainwashed book, whatever you want to call it, that's why it says in the book, what? Go back to being a child. Why? You see, we are missing that. A lot of us grew up too fast. They are too grown for their own good. You feel me? You dig. Go back to being a child. What does that mean? You put children together. They don't care what you look like. They come together and they love each other. Let's do this. We can do this. And they smile and they never give up. And that's why they tell you children are the closest thing to the Great Spirit because they are pure, that innocence. You see, the Great Spirit, what you call God, is innocence. It's like a child. Okay, always willing to explore. That's why we created ourselves, all right? We created ourselves so that we could experience what it feels like to grow, to explore, to hurt, to cry. The Great Spirit, what people call God, is not a sky daddy or a sky mommy sitting up there watching people. No, it's intelligence. And within intelligence learns to create itself and manifest itself through us in the flesh so that it could experience things. But the purest form of the manifestation of the intelligence is children. It's children. When children come into this world, they have no names. So people get bent, oh, the name of God is this, the name of God is that. What you call God is all man-made. But the Great Spirit, the universal intelligence, the universal all doesn't have a name. It just is. Just like children. Who do you think give children names? Man and woman. So all names of what you call God was given all man-made. It was all man-made. So why you have all these religions fighting against each other? Oh, this is the right one. This is the wrong one. It could never be right or wrong. Come on, man. And I totally agree. I totally agree in it's not about hating people on the complexions. And don't get me wrong. I am not saying that we have to condone what people do. Please do not misconstrue what I'm saying. Okay? No one has a right to violate anyone's rights. Period. It's about respect. You don't have to like me, but respect me. It's that simple. Now, if you like me, it makes the relationship a little easier. It makes it less uncomfortable. You feel what I'm saying? But you don't have to like me. It's not mandatory. Just respect me. You respect me, I'm going to respect you. It's that simple. It is that simple. And we are going to figure it out. We will figure it out once we start elevating into our highest state of being. All right? Stop dwelling on the flesh and in the flesh. That's the problem. We have become the flesh and not realizing that we are not the flesh. You see, me, I'm not afraid of physical death because I know the physical body is not me. I am not the car that I travel in. I am not the car. I am the one operating the car. It's the same thing with your body. You are not the body, family. It's the I am in you, the universal intelligence. We all took a piss. We are all part of that, of the whole. Okay? And that whole divided itself into billions of pieces so that it could have all these experiences. Can you imagine that? How amazing that you are. There's no other person on the planet like you. Do you see how amazing intelligence is? Do you see how amazing the Great Spirit is? But the only true way to get back to God, what you call God, is for us to come back together. And people are missing that. You see, right now, what we call God is broken. And I know a lot of you may talk about, oh, hear what he's saying. Because you see, you don't get it. Not realizing that we are all gods. We are all the gods that have to come together to create the universal God. You feel me? So right now, God is seeking for itself, herself, himself, to bring all the pieces together. It's like a magnet, bringing the pieces together to come back to the whole. Right now, God is not whole in the flesh. In the spirit, God is still whole. Intelligence is always going to be whole. But the manifestation of the spirit or God in the flesh is broken. It's broken. And we are not realizing that. We have to see past the flesh and come together in one mind so that the word, the thoughts, the mental could manifest in the flesh again to be one body. And until we realize we are one body, we are always going to have that problem. Always going to have that problem. So y'all got to truly know what spirituality is all about. You feel me? So I will call an Asian man my brother. I will call an Asian woman my sister. I will call a Caucasian my brother, my sister. I'll call an Arab, an East Indian. I don't care what you look like. If we have the same type of mindset, it's all about peace, truth, respect, love, honor, then you are my family in the spirit. Because like I said, every skin folk ain't kinfolk. And y'all gonna learn the hard way. You see, you don't realize that the universe is teaching you a lesson. That's why we reincarnate over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because you see, there are grown people that's repeating the 4th grade because they haven't learned the lesson. Lauryn Hill said it best. Life is so easy, but we rather make it hard. Why spend time worrying about what's the name of God? Gods have name, but the Great Spirit don't have a name. It's just existence. It's just life. How can you put a name on life? When you tell me what's the name of the God that the animals serve, when you tell me what's the name of the God that the plants and the trees serve, that's the God that I serve. What do they call God? Nothing. They just exist. They just exist. But for some reason, we seem to be the highest form, supposedly, of intelligence because we could speak and we could articulate ourselves, but yet still we seem to be the dumbest. And I said, we. You feel me? I'm saying we. How come we haven't figured it out yet? But yet still, a little rabbit, a bird figured it out. The trees figured it out. How is that? The water figured it out. If you don't believe me, go look at the Mississippi River. Go look at the Nile. They all connected, going into one body called the ocean. Why can't we be like the ocean? Different bodies of waters and streams flowing into one body. That's the true essence of the Great Spirit. That is the true essence of God. One body, one mind. But everybody want to hit somebody. Everybody want to be better than somebody. Everybody want to have more than somebody. Why? Why is that? Somebody want to oppress somebody. Somebody want to be more superior than somebody. Come on, man. Come on. We all breathe the same air. We bleed the same. So what's the problem? It is because you have no idea what the Great Spirit is. You could never have hate in your heart and talk about you know who God is. No, you have a concept of what God is. And I'm using that word God very lightly because all God means is to evoke. And when people say God, I always ask them, what are you evoking? Who are you evoking? When I say God, I'm evoking my ancestors. I'm evoking the Great Spirit. I'm evoking universal intelligence, which, mind you, there's no name. It's just I am. Whatever you put after I am, and once it has life, you could find the Great Spirit in it. And until we as a people, okay, whether we are the progenitors of the human race or not, as long as we as a people realize that we are supposed to be one body, the higher self and the lower self coming together, okay, to become that whole again, we are always going to have problems. Okay, I know I kind of diverted from what I started with. It's I would say I have another 5 minutes with you. I'm going to say this. Okay, just to summarize. So to me, in my opinion, that's just my opinion, defunding the police is not the answer. Okay, I think it's holding them accountable and making sure that they pay when they violate people's rights. All right, and we have to make sure of that, not them, because we the people always have the power. Okay, they work for us. It's not the other way around. That's the change. That's the solution. Okay, that's the solution. In my opinion, police officers should be paid a whole lot more because there are a lot of crazy fools out there. Okay, that's just my opinion. All I'm just saying is respect people. Stop violating people's rights. That's the change that needs to take place, in my opinion. And when they violate that right, we the people should be the ones to decide what the punishment is going to be. That's my take on that. So I'm asking you guys to stop dwelling solely on emotions. This thing is a whole lot bigger than what you think it is. It is well orchestrated. Don't think they have a whole so-called lot of black people, especially when they have labeled black as extremists in the streets all over the United States and all over the world. Okay, and they're talking about defunding police. Trust me, they're setting you up for something bigger. Okay, but you just can't see it. All right. So with that being said, I'm always going to continue to talk about love, togetherness, righteousness, honesty, integrity. I'm always going to talk about that. And that's what I stand on. Period. Okay? You don't hurt me, I'm not going to hurt you. Okay? You don't mess with me, I'm not going to mess with you. That is that simple. Respect. It's very, very simple. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. All right? So with that being said, I'm certainly sure I'm going to do another video later today. I'm not sure what it's going to be about, but I have a few things that I'm going to talk about. Me, I start with one thing and I always go somewhere else, and it's fine. I don't plan these things. You know what I'm saying? I just move in the spirit. You feel me? So remember that everything is within. Everything that you need is within you. Period. Your freedom is in your mind. The mental slavery is real. And people keep thinking for them to live life, they have to depend on something outside of them. No, that's called survival. Survival is the dependence on something outside of you to make it in this life. But when you are living life, or you want to live life, your survival is based on what's within you, not what's outside of you. Governments are outside of us. They are our creation. They're here to serve us. They shouldn't be telling us what to do. We got to tell them what to do. And until we as a people, we realize that, okay? Until we realize that, we are always going to fall short, all right? And be under the control of our creations. It wasn't meant to be that way. We created our creations so that we could have dominion over our creations. And that all governments are the creation of the people. All right? And they have to follow that constitution that the people laid in place. And if they cannot do that, then they have to step down. Period. Point blank. It's that simple. But the world is coming together as one. Don't be one of the people that get left out because of your hatred. Because you're too blind to see the truth. You feel me? All right? I appreciate love you guys. We'll talk soon because like I said, most likely I'll do another video in a few. All right? I have a conference call I got to get to. All right? Peace and love.